Hey guys, DField here, and welcome back to a continuation of the prison series. How are you guys all doing it today? We are here on Arcadian MC again. Their prison server is finally back up, so I am able to continue my journey. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, I did have a prison series here a couple of months ago, but the prison server did go down, so I wasn't able to continue my StoryTime series. So basically, for those of you guys new to my channel, StoryTime happens here on the prison server. So I'm gonna be pretty frequently on this server over the next couple of days, just kind of recording and having a good time, just relaxing, because prison has always been one of those things that I just play, you know, on the side while I'm trying to relax. So before I get into the stories today, I want to go ahead and give you guys a couple of tips. Right over here, they have a bunch of these cool little NPCs that like manage everything. So like there's an auction house, there's enchantments, there's like donator perks and everything. But the one thing that you're gonna want to do as a non-donator, guys, I have no kits. Like I literally have just the starting kit that you guys have, okay? So like if I go to the kit master, which is right here, I literally have only the daily kit, which you guys will have access to. So I have exactly what you guys will have at the very start of the game. So anyways, if you guys go to all the NPCs right over here, all you want to do is go to this person right here, Nika39, and claim your rewards. Now, these are daily rewards, and basically you get some money, even as a default rank, every single time you click this. So let me go ahead and claim all the daily rewards right now. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, I lost a bunch of blocks, but that doesn't matter too much. But as you guys can see, my balance went from 0 on the scoreboard to 22 million. So if I go ahead and do slash rank up? Oh no, I have to go to this statue right over here, and then I go ahead and click rank up, accept, boom, rank up, accept, boom, rank up, accept. Like you can literally skip the first couple of mines by doing this, and it's gonna be super freaking easy for you guys to start up on, you know, one of these higher level, higher tiered mines. So right off the bat, we can start off with the pig mine, and then we'll work our way that way. So I don't actually know how do I sell stuff. How do I sell stuff? I actually don't know how I sell anything. Like I've got a whole bunch of emeralds and a whole bunch of diamonds. Only just noticed. Oh, okay, go to the mines. So sell signs at the mines. Okay, perfect. So let's go to slash warp, and then let's go to slash pigmine, and let us check this out. So let's sell all of this. I need to sell the freaking I have nowhere to sell diamonds and stuff. What the heck? I need to sell all these blocks of diamonds and whatnot, but whatever. That's not a big deal. Let's go. Press shift to teleport to your current rank shop. Wow, that's so cool. You can shift click and teleport to all of that stuff. Plot shops. We need to sell these diamonds at plot shops. There are no plot shops. God dang it. What? I want to sell all this. You know, whatever. Let's just drop off all this stuff. We don't even need that stuff right now. We're gonna start off with the normal tools. You know what I'm saying? Let's take out the jump shoot and put on the royalty stuff that somebody gave us earlier today. And let us get the story started. So anyways, guys, welcome back to the Storytime selling series. For those of you guys who don't know, basically, like I tell random stories during prison, and you know, obviously prison is kind of straightforward. You literally don't have to do too much when it comes to prison, and it's literally just one of those games that you play when you have a little bit of spare time. So what I do is I take stories, or I take advice columns from you guys down in the comment section below, and I basically just talk about whatever it is that you guys want to talk about. So before I used to do a lot of prison videos where I gave advice on YouTube. I gave advice on, you know, like specific life situations. So there was a lot of stuff that I kind of just did in order to what do you call it, in order to make sure that you guys, you know, I gave you guys advice in whatever way that I could. So I don't know if I want to do that anymore, or if I want to continue with the story, like the story-sided series. I can't really decide what I want to do. So let me know what you guys prefer down in the comment sections below, because obviously this series is a storytelling series for the most part to you guys, and obviously you guys are going to be the ones watching it, and you guys are going to be the ones benefiting from it. And since I don't like prefer one over the other, maybe one day or some days I'll do a storytelling series, and then some days I will do a more of a what is it called, more of like an advice series where I talk about random stuff that you guys are asking in the comment section. So kind of it'll be flip-flopping back and forth whether or not I want to tell you guys more stories or whether or not I tell you guys how to how to do specific stuff. So giving you guys personal advice, it's really just depending. Oh my god, they would start freaking vacuuming. Oh my god, literally right as I hit the record button, they start freaking cleaning the house. What the heck is that? Like, what? Oh, the struggles, man, the struggles. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, so that's exactly what I'm going to be doing for this series. But today's topic, I kind of wanted to tell you guys a little bit of a story about when I first moved to the US. So now, for those of you guys who don't know, I was born in the Philippines, which is literally halfway around the world. Like, it's if you take the US on the globe and spin it all the way around, not all the way, but like 180 degrees, like all the way to the other side of the world, that is where the Philippines is. If you guys are familiar with where Japan is, it's kind of like just to the south of Japan. But anyways, I was born in the Philippines and I moved to the US when I was 6 years old. So basically, you know, I'm not an American child. I was born and raised in the Philippines, but I moved here when I was 6. So obviously, I went to like one grade in the Philippines, but I mean, obviously my entire childhood, excuse me, was kind of growing up in the American school system. Now, this story kind of is like, I don't know if you would call it like a struggle story, but I would call it like a successful story as well. But obviously, when I moved here when I was 6, I knew almost no English. My parents knew English because they worked specific jobs back in the Philippines that kind of, they had to learn English because when you're living in the Philippines, you kind of need to know English as like your second language. But since I was still young, I didn't really know English too much when it came to talking and trying to communicate what I wanted, because obviously I was learning Tagalog, which is the Philippine language. So anyways, when I moved here when I was 6 years old, it was a lot of different experiences all rolled into one. And you know, obviously I was pretty young when this happened, but I can still basically remember most of the things that I had to go through, because obviously it was one of those things that once you experience it, it's one of those things that you don't really always forget, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, let's go /warp. Dude, look at this. We're already leveling on up through the freaking game. Like, what the frick? We're having a good time here. Anyways, as I was saying, so when I moved here when I was 6, one of my very, very first experiences in the US was winter time when I first moved in. I think it was actually around November when we first moved to New York, and my mom had a decent job, my dad had gotten a decent job offer, and the very, very first thing, so imagine winter time, little 6-year-old Mark, little 6-year-old DField, in his first ever jacket, because the Philippines is a hot tropical area, guys, so I've never had to wear a jacket in my life. So when I arrived in the US, I actually asked my mom, I was like, Mom, why do they leave the air conditioner on at all times? Why do they do that? It's so stupid. Like, as a 6-year-old kid, I thought that the Philippines had an air conditioner or an AC that was just on all the time because it was always so freaking cold. Like, whenever my mom is telling stories about me, like just as a kid, she always refers to that one story whenever I was a kid, because I don't know, like you can tell that I'm smiling when I'm telling the story, because it's like, it's one of those memories that even as a young kid I still remember, you know, because as a child growing up in the Philippines, I never really experienced cold weather. You know, the coldest weather that we'd get would be like when it's raining, or when it's having just like one of those fronts that come in and just, you know, drop the temperature a couple. But like literally, it was freezing. It was snowing. We were in freaking New York, and it was for like the first time in my life. I had no idea what to freaking expect, because it was literally a brand new environment. And you know, it's kind of like the cute little kid not really knowing exactly what's going on yet is kind of what went on there. But anyways, that was one of my favorite memories. But I think where this story is going is, so I moved to the US when I was 6, and I guess the very, very first hardships that I faced here as an immigrant, as a child, was actually learning English. Now, all of you guys who are from the US, you guys kind of have it, I wouldn't say easy, but you guys obviously know English, because that's the language that you guys learned up speaking. So, or grew up speaking, what am I saying? Grew up speaking, but myself, when I was growing up, or when I was going to school, my very first grade class, I literally knew almost no English. Like, I knew basic talk, I knew basic words, but I didn't really know how to communicate with my classmates, and I didn't really know how to communicate with my teachers at the time. So they had placed me into this English as a secondary language class. And my mom was actually, like, during after school stuff, my mom would be taking time out of her day to try to teach me English, because my teachers were convinced that I was learning nothing. Like, my teachers were convinced that I was super, like, just not comprehensive about anything, and I didn't really know what was going on in class, and I just always just shook my head yes. So that was kind of like my very first surreal experience here in the US, just kind of learning the language itself and just trying my best to just kind of talk to all of the people that were, you know, like my teachers back in first grade, way back in New York. So anyways, it came to the point, like, this is where the cool part happens, I guess. But so I got through my first grade, and at the very end of first grade, you take an exam, which basically, you know, it tests the child on whether or not they're capable of moving to the next grade. So obviously, like, it's kind of like those end of the year exams, and for me, it was like make or break it. It was either the point in my life where I would have to repeat first grade as a kid because I didn't understand anything, or I understood enough to pass through and actually succeed to the next level along with all of my classmates. So my mom was very stressed at this point of my life. It was literally like, you know, my mom was always not really doubting me, but she definitely supported what I, like, trying her hardest to get me to learn and to get me to do everything, or to learn English. But, like, she didn't know if I was understanding, you know, because as a kid, you don't really know fully exactly if the kid is understanding what you're trying to teach them. So my mom was super stressed out. She was putting in extra hours trying to teach me, just making sure I knew what I knew. But at the end of the day, it was really good, because I took the test and I happened to pass, like, with flying colors. So although I didn't really know how to speak English too well at the time, I still knew enough to figure out what exactly was going on in school. I still kind of figured out exactly, you know, what was kind of going on in general, and I actually was understanding all the teachers despite my very little talking in class. That was kind of one of the biggest things that I literally just had to pass. Otherwise, I would be put back a year. So I don't know. I kind of reflect on that now in my life, and I really want to, like, thank my mom and obviously my teacher. But, like, my mom had put in, like, so many hours, just attempting to try to, you know, get me to learn English and making sure that I knew my math and everything. And just looking back at it now, like, I feel like if I had not passed that test, that very first American test that I had to take way back in first grade to get out of ESL class, which is English as a secondary class, English as a secondary language class, I literally, like, I don't know, I feel like my life could be totally different now than it is if I had not passed that class, you know? Like, maybe that was one of, like, the turning points in my younger days where I was finally considered a quote-unquote normal student who was just shy because I didn't really talk too much in school. But once I finally passed that exam, it was like, oh, he understands what he's getting, and the teachers don't have to worry about him too much more because, you know, he knows what he's doing. So that's kind of one of those things that I'm obviously really proud of, because as a child, like, it's a very big risk in education, you know? Even nowadays, like, some kids don't fully understand exactly what they're getting into when it comes to education. And I don't know, looking back at it, it makes me smile because I somehow happened to pass that freaking exam with the help of my mom, obviously. So one of the best freaking memories I have of my childhood is just being able to pass that very first exam in America. Anyways, guys, that is gonna bring it to the end of today's story time. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys hit that like button for us. If you guys want to come chill on Prison, the IP will be down in the description below. This is a nice, fun little server. Whole bunch of different perks, and it is a 1.8 server. So, you know, obviously a lot of Prison servers out there, but if you guys want to play with me, I will be on the server, like, literally every now and then during the weekend, just having a good time and chilling. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is DField. We'll see you guys next time.